I'm Giant and I'm going to be saying how they can do the rest of Young Justice from all forms of media. And I'll leave a link down below so you can support the show and to support the return of the comic book series. And for the show not to get canceled again and for there to be more video games in the show's universe. Well, I think it's good us just getting 5 seasons and them doing it before they get canceled again. It is good us getting another good show to see, and because of it being such an iconic show. How you can fix the focus problem in Young Justice is you focusing on 4 groups of characters and the stories overlapping each other, and the stories being connected to each other. You doing it for half a season, then you focusing on another 4 group of characters in the next half of the season. With you introducing more new characters that have something to do with the original new characters, and with you introducing more new characters to flesh the original characters out more. And you doing it in the next season. Because the creator Greg Wiseman said that they would do as many episodes as they like to make. For how you can do the animation better, you can keep using the same images with slight differences. Is for you to bring back the tie-in comic book series. And if you bring back the toy gimmick, but them not needing the toy gimmick badly so they don't get canceled again because of it. For you doing the story of it, you can do that the Joker did another team of supervillains to go against the light. And you can also do that after Olsen Master was released from the Atlantean prison. Him living with the surface woman and her son. After he saved them from a sea supervillain. And after they took him in and nursed him back to health, when he was released from the prison at Atlantis, and the woman he was living with son becoming the new Olsen Master, and with him doing it to get revenge on the light and the superheroes for causing someone who was like a barber to him's death, and with him actually revealing that Olsen Master tried to kill their kids because of the light's plan, to prove that the supervillains could have did it without the superheroes knowing, and to turn the superheroes against the light even more. And them doing this in Aqualad's arc, and him being a part of the Joker's supervillain team. You can even make it that the original Olsen Master is the Dead King in Aqualad's arc. You can even make it that the reason why the woman that Olsen Master stayed with son and managed to breathe underwater is because of the Atlantean Rebellion in Aqualad's arc. And also Sports Master being a part of the Joker's supervillain team. So him appearing more in the show and for him to be a big part of the show again. Then you could even make it that it's because of them like Clarion the Witch Boy created Earth 17 as an alternate timeline. Because of a nuclear war and it creating a post-apocalyptic future. Because we did already find out in the show that he's stuck in a time loop. Because of him having a chaotic mind. And you showing it and you doing it in the show. And you doing the Parliament of Elements in the show. And with you honoring the deaths in Young Justice and you not bringing them back. Because them going out in an honorable way and they did just get over their deaths. And you need to do more focus on the original cast of characters from the first few seasons. For the rest of the arcs in the season, for Nightwing, Aqualad, and Red Arrow, they would each get 2 episode arcs. For Red Arrow's arc, after Sasha left her family in order to keep her daughter safe because she didn't want her to end up like her, because she was a supervillain. In Artemis' arc, you can do that Armor Pierre killed her in order to get to Red Arrow. Armor Pierre is a serial killer of unpowered superheroes. And it being after Artemis left her on Infinity Island in her arc. Then after Mary Marvel becoming a supervillain in Zatanna's arc, because of Granny Goodness manipulating her, you can do her brother Captain Marvel finding out about it, and this could be how you put the Marvel family into the Young Justice universe. With it being the same Marvel family from the New 52, but with him still living with his Uncle Dudley. And you doing this in Aqualad's arc, with the usual supervillain things from the light, going on in the background of it. Then in another member of the team's arc, you would do the light supervillain plan in the main plotline, with them helping Beast Boy get over Superboy's death. And him stopping a rebellion in Atlantis because of the true king of Atlantis, with him being Volsant Vandal Savage's son and the original king of Atlantis, and with his daughter doing it, and Volsant could be the dead king in this universe, with both him and Nightwing still mourning Superboy's death, and with Nightwing's like him dealing with the plans of the light, and him working together with Legion of Superheroes and fighting against their villains. The Time Trapper could try to stop the Legion of Superheroes from changing the timeline with more Drew. Competent Superman has all the Legion of Superheroes powers. This would be a great way for more people to know about Charmer and Grimboy the Changeman. The Faceless Hunter would work better as a Legion of Superheroes villain. And the Legion of Supervillains and the Fatal Five would be perfect for Young Justice. Then them finally getting over Kanye's death. And with the Icicle mourning Kanye's death because of them being friends, then you'd do him getting together with Tuffin's Terror, so him not being alone for the rest of his life, and because he was already in love with her. Then Rocket's arc should get 5 episodes because her character needs fleshing out the most. And with Mary Marvel being a part of the female Furies. And Rocket would help them to defeat Lobo, who the Light hired to kill them. With you also doing the storyline of Orion being the son of Darkseid. With you also doing the New Gods fighting against the female Furies. And with them finding out who killed Kanye in this arc. And with us seeing some of the New Gods mourn Superboy's death. And with Halo and Cyborg revealing that them sharing with Metron and them being a part of the arc to help them defeat Darkseid. With Sierra joining the team on Earth, and here became Queen of Mars with Prince Gem, with both of them being allies to Earth on Mars, as in bringing Earth and Mars closer together. You would also do my Alpha arc in this arc, with him helping Apocalypse so they would invade Mars, so he can get revenge on the Red and Green monsters for abusing the White Martians. Then you can make it the Martian we saw in the Mars arc, as Kanye and Miss Martian's daughter from the future, and with her going back in time with the Legion of Superheroes to stop the timeline from changing. And that the guy who killed Kanye was a future version of Cisco, and us finding it out in Rocket's arc. And the reason why he killed Kanye was because the Legion of Superheroes were inspired by Kanye, so if he killed him then they never would have existed. Instead, them just being inspired by his death to become the Legion of Superheroes. Then for the last 2 episodes, you would do an arc with all the original members of the team together, with them stopping the Light's metahuman supplier at Markovia, and it being the main plotline of the episode with the Light's usual supervillain plans, and with them getting Gregor in charge of Markovia again. Then it would be good you fleshing out the supervillains that are already there that Count Vertigo. And do it being more obvious him being a Green Arrow villain and him fighting against Green Arrow more often. Then you're also fleshing out the characters that are already there, like Green Arrow, with you doing his origin story, and him interacting more with other characters that have something to do with him, like Black Canary and his partners. Then for how you can flesh out Captain Atom more in this show, you doing his origin story, and it being a combination of his original origin story and most iconic origin story. And you exploring him being a government agent while also being a member of the Justice League. And him becoming a mentor to Firestorm because of both of them having something to do with radiation to make up for us not seeing Black Lightning becoming a mentor to Stack Sock. Firestorm can become a member of the team, then become a member of the Justice League. And you'd also be able to use the villains like Major Force, who's Captain Atom's arch nemesis, and Plastique, who's a supervillain bomb expert and is Captain Atom's supervillain girlfriend. Element Woman could be Sapphire Sagmammoth's girlfriend in this universe. And with Protector, you can do him so you can get something good out of him. And you can do his origin story from DC Rebirth. With Earth, you can do her as another sidekick on the team. And because they already introduced Blue Devil, you can introduce Kid Devil, Blue Devil's sidekick, and him being a member of the team. And you doing Fleur de Lis as a girlfriend of one of the team members. And Gold Beetle going back in time to help Impulse, because in the future her and Impulse are best friends. It would be good you doing Naomi into more other forms of media, and some of her villains like Brutal. And you can do Kyle Rayner as a Green Lantern on the team. And you need to use Gear to flesh out Stack Sock more because he's his best friend. Then you doing the Wonder Twins as part of the team. With you doing their powers the same. And with you doing Zan being able to turn into ice things like a unicycle. And with him also being able to turn into knockout gas. And the costumes will look like a combination of what they wore in Justice League Unlimited and the modern way their costumes look. And to flesh out Beast Boy more, you would need to do the Parliament of Elements. Then you need to introduce more animal-themed superheroes who are connected to the world, which is connected to all animal life. Then for how you would do Bawana Beast, you're not doing him as a stereotypical white savior trope. You're doing him as a Tarzan trope. And with him living with and embracing the African lifestyle. And with it just being a coincidence him being a white guy there, not like in the comic books that introduced him. Then for how you would do his origin story, you would do that he graduated college with his friend, and after a plane crash that stranded them in Africa, him being chosen by the world to be its protector, and it being how he got his superpowers. With him being friends with Animal Man. With Vixen, you can do that because of her toad, him being connected to the African god that gives her animal superpowers. That's why her being connected to the world. And with Animal Man, you would do him being a family man and a fourth wall breaker, but you would combine the most iconic way he looks with the modern way he looks. Community is from a post-apocalyptic timeline where humans have devolved into the inferior species, and animals have evolved into the lead species and into half man, half animals. So it would be a good post-apocalyptic future timeline in the South. And for Hosamaru, you would make it that his son in this world is Vesso, and because of him doing experiments on his son so he wouldn't die, that's how his son got superpowers in this world. Then for Karamoth, you would do a combination of the half-man, half-moth version of Karamoth that sold his soul to the devil so he can be feared and has acid spit. It with the Yuzo version of Karamoth with him having weapons, and him being the light's recruiter and him doing a protection racket for supervillains. With Firefly usually working together with him, and with you doing a combination of the original Firefly with the Batman's version of Firefly. For Reverse Flash, because of them having so many speeches on this show, it would make sense for the Light to have a supervillain speech set of their own. He could even become one of the main members of the Light. You can use him to flesh out Flash and Impulse more on the show. And you can also use him to explore the Speed Force and the negative Speed Force in the show. And with him being a time traveler, he can easily fit into the plotline because of him going back in time to try and kill the Flash. Because he is the Flash's arch nemesis. And Reverse Flash could be a Light member so he can be a part of Joker's team, The Dark. Then for Doomsday, he can be the heavy hitter for the Light, and him being the guy who kills superheroes for the Light. With the Light sending him to kill the Justice League or to go after the team members. You would need to do the Mob Gorilla boss because of him being an Animal Man villain. Then for the gorillas from space, you would need to do them having something to do with the Greek gods. Then for Gorilla Grodd, he was already introduced into the show in the tie-in comic book series. And he would make for a good member of the Light. And he would be a big threat to the superheroes because of him having super strength, super intelligence, and him having psychic powers. Because the show already used all the most iconic ice villains from DC, they could use this to use all the most iconic gorilla villains from DC. And Gorilla Grodd could become a member of the Dark so he can become a member of the Light. With Jackanapes, him being a part of the Joker's Laugh Pack, and him being a gorilla that was taken in by the Joker. Because of both of them being treated badly, and him being where the Joker gets his joke weapons from. Then for how you do the Rogues in Young Justice, you can make it that after they use Star to activate Golden Glider's Metagene, Captain Cold, the leader of the Rogue's sister, they go against the Light and help the superheroes defeat them. The Rogues are the Flash's most iconic supervillains, and it would help flesh the Flash out more if you use more of his villains. And you can make it that Multiplex, Wyatt, Everywhere Man, and Billy Numerous as Dr. Double X because of all of them having cloning power, and you doing a supervillain family story in Young Justice.
Oh, dang.
Then you can make it that Jinx is the sister of Tracy 13 to flesh it out more. And for Dr. Light and Brother Blood, you can make it that the second Dr. Light is the original Dr. Light's daughter, and him putting her with the team because he doesn't want her to become a supervillain like him. Then for the identity crisis storyline, you would need to do that Dr. Light tried to kill Sue Dibney instead of him trying to sexually assault her. And it also being why he hates the Justice League and wants revenge on the Justice League so badly. And with him hating the Justice League and him wanting revenge on them because of them erasing his memory and turning him into a C-lister loser villain. Then for Brother Blood, him being a mad metahuman cultist. And you can make it that he already knows Vandal Savage because of both of them being immortal. And you can make it that he's where Vandal Savage gets his metahuman slaves in this season. And with him also being friends with Dr. Light because of both of them having a family.
Booyah. That's all, folks.